Have you seen anything lately that has restored your faith in love? Well, buckle up. I'm about to take you on a wild ride. This is a story of a lady called Clarabelle, a Cameroonian woman that's married to an American. Together, they have one beautiful son. But how they met? Let's just say this story is going to leave your jaw on the ground. But first, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that each time I upload a brand new video, you are notified. You're the first to know. I put some videos together from her because she narrates a story way better than I can ever do. So watch this video and we'll talk about it.
I met my husband on a flight to Afghanistan, a war zone. I was supposed to operate a Kabul flight. Kabul is in Afghanistan. I did not want to do that flight. I did everything possible not to do that flight. I tried to exchange the duty with one of my colleagues and nobody took it. I could not swap with anybody. I wanted to even call sick, even though I wasn't sick. But the company policies will not allow me to do that. All my tricks in the book failed. This was supposed to be my last flight before vacation. So I went for duty. I didn't want to go to the cabin. I didn't want to see any passengers. I just wanted the flight to be over with. So I took a position that would keep me at the back of the cabin. I was the galley operator for that flight. I was at the back of the cabin just to prepare the carts, prepare the meals, and then my colleagues will go in and serve everybody. Normally, Kabul flights are not busy. We just go with the cart. Nobody wants anything. We're done and we just sit, eat, chat until the duty is over. But this particular flight was so busy, I didn't understand why. I felt bad for my colleagues and I told them, okay, look, you guys have been very busy. Let me do the last service. The last service was supposed to be duty free. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, duty free service. Nobody buys duty free on Kabul flight. I will just go with the cart. I will just pass quickly. Couple of minutes, I'm done. No, that's not what happened. Not only did a passenger buy duty free on this flight, it was a lady who was traveling alone, and that is not a normal occurrence on a Kabul flight to see a lady traveling alone to Kabul. But it happened on my flight. And if by now you haven't figured out that this was clearly God's hand at work, maybe this next information will convince you. The lady was sitting on seat number 6A, which is closer to the window, and my husband was sitting on seat number 6D, which is closer to the aisle. So I was standing right in front of my husband while serving this lady. Not only did she buy, she bought a lot. So I was planted there for a good number of minutes, long enough for him to ask me all the dumb, annoying, I know he's going to watch this video, all the dumb, annoying, maybe stupid questions that men ask ladies when they're attracted to them. For instance, he's white and he's bald. I had short hair then, and he was like, I like your hair. Where did you do your hair? And then I look at him, I'm like, okay, you're white. I look at his hair, you're bald. So why the question? I asked him, even if I told you, will you know where it is? You don't live in Dubai, do you? He said, no, I work in Afghanistan. I'm just asking for a friend. Of course, you're asking for a friend. And then he goes ahead to ask me, to tell me, oh, I like your accent. Where are you from? I'm from Cameroon. Where do you live? Excuse me, I live in Achman. Do you know where Achman is? No, I don't know where Achman is. Of course, you don't know where Achman is. He was just asking all those stupid questions while I was serving the lady. I just wanted to finish and get out of there. And he knew I was trying to escape. So what he did was he took a barf bag or an air sickness bag. This is the bag that we provide to passengers in case you get sick, you want to throw up. You can throw up in it if you can't make it to the toilet. Or you can just put some garbage inside. He took it. He wrote the date. He wrote his real name. He wrote the name they call him at work. He wrote his Skype address. He wrote his email address. He wrote his US number, his Afghan number. He wrote everything on this paper. And I still have the barf bag with me, by the way. Just when I was about to leave, he put the paper in my hand. And when I went to the back of the cabin, I looked at what was in my hand. And it was a barf bag. And I was like, seriously, are you this cheap? You don't even have a complimentary card. You're writing to me on a barf bag. Really? I'm just going to throw it away like I've thrown many other complimentary cards, which are even much more good looking and more expensive than this one. I did not. For some reason, even though to me he was an annoying passenger and I was obviously not interested in any relationship, for some reason, I didn't throw the barf bag. I kept it. Took it with me home after duty. And I told my daughter's nanny, shit, I brought a man's details back home. She was shocked because she knows that does not happen. That's against the rules. You don't bring a man's details back home. So she told me, okay, you already brought it home. So what do you want to do? You didn't throw it on board. I'm not going to let you throw it now. Send him a message. So what? Yeah, send him a message. I took a picture of the barf bag and I sent him a message and I wrote there, remember me? Coincidentally, he had woken up the same time to go and use the toilet. So he saw my message and he replied immediately. And we talked for so long. And we talked even more the next day and the next day. And the way we connected was really scary. The connection was crazy. I didn't understand it. In a week's time, I'm like, shit, I'm feeling something for this guy. And I told him, I need to see you. I don't understand what I'm feeling. And he said, I need to see you too. I don't understand. It's been just a week. But the thing is, the flight I met him on, he was on his way back to work from vacation. He went for vacation in Dubai and he was going back to work. I was on vacation, but he works in a war zone. It's in Afghanistan. How are we going to meet? I did something crazy. I was on vacation. My husband was not on vacation, so he could not come to Dubai. I needed to see him. He needed to see me. We needed to figure out what is this strange feeling, even though we've only met for a few minutes on a flight and we've only been chatting on WhatsApp for a few days. So I told him, I will come, but you're paying for everything. You're paying for the visa. You're paying for the flight. His response was, sure, where I come from, the man pays. I was like, ooh, that's a keeper. I went to the Afghan consulate. I got the visa. He sponsored everything. When it was time to book the ticket, guess what? The flight was full. Only business class was available. I told him, I'm sorry, I really wanted to come, but the flight is full. Only business class is available because in my, is it widest or wildest dreams, I did not think that he was going to pay business class for me. When I told him that I can't make it because the flight is full, economy class is full, he told me, whatever it takes, whatever I need to do to get you here, I'm going to do it. Oof, those words, man. When a man tells you these kind of words, like he doesn't just say the words, he says them and he does them. You know that you found yourself a man. He went ahead and paid business class. I took the risk. I did not tell any of my friends. Only my daughter's nanny knew that I was going to Afghanistan to go and see a stranger. And she encouraged me. She was pushing me to go and see him. She never understood why I brought his details back home. She just saw it as a sign. I'm very grateful that she pushed me to do this. When I boarded the flight, I flew with the airline that I work with. I was in business class and one of my colleagues, he's old in the company. I'm also old in the company, so we know each other. When he saw me, he was shocked. He's like, what the hell are you doing here? Why are you going to Kabul? And the response was so embarrassing. And I told him, I'm going to see this guy that I met a week ago on board my Kabul flight. And we've been talking on WhatsApp. He looked at me like, are you crazy? Don't you have a child? I'm like, yeah, I have a child. And you're going to a war zone to go and see a stranger. That was crazy. Please don't try this at home. Don't try it at home. Everyone who saw me was shocked. This African girl who is traveling alone. Like, it was just crazy. When I reached the airport, my husband was not there. Hey! Now, but they were not say I don't enter one chance. But funny enough, it wasn't what I expected. I was expecting to see like missiles flying over the place, gunshots and stuff. No, it was pretty calm, at least while I was there. And the people were very nice. One of them helped me with their phone and I was able to call him. And this guy, he was chilling. He had not even left his room. He just assumed that the flight would be late. So he didn't even bother to come to the airport and to leave the accommodation, the compound where they live, and come. It's a whole procedure. There is a lot of security checks, a lot of sign-ins. You have to get a guard. You cannot come to the airport without a guard accompanying you. You need a driver, and to arrange for those things, it takes a lot. So I had to stay. I stayed there at the airport, and all that was going through my mind was, what if a bomb just explodes? What am I going to do? I left my daughter back home. Please don't try this at home. Don't try it. Don't take this kind of a risk. I would never advise. It worked for me. It is no guarantee that it's going to work for you, so please don't do it. After some time, he came and I wanted to punch him for scaring the shit out of me like that. I didn't. I regret that I didn't, but I did not. He took me to the compound. The compound it's heavily guarded and heavily protected. There's everything inside and it's fenced. The security is really high. So everything is inside. You have the chow hall where you go and eat, your restaurant, you have a bar, which is also like a club. You have a supermarket, you have the gym. They have pretty much all the necessities inside that compound. So I went to his room and we kissed, and it was awkward. But from that moment, we were sure about what we feel for each other. Later at night, he was going to work. He had to go to work. And that the same day, he had to go to work. And when he kissed me, he said, "I love you." I had not said these words in over a year to anybody except my daughter. Out of reflex, I responded, "I love you too." And once I said that, I was so embarrassed. And then immediately after that, I just covered my mouth. I was like, shit, I can't believe I said that. Then he walked out. Years later, this dude, this is my husband, he told me that when I said that I love him too, and he just walked out, he didn't want to turn because he was smiling. He was so happy that my response was the same and I felt the same. And I was like, hear this man. Anyway, we've been together now for almost 7 years. We've been married for 3 years plus because of COVID. We got engaged in Afghanistan. Oh, and by the way, I've been to Afghanistan. After that, I went to Afghanistan 7 more times to go and visit him. So I've been to Afghanistan 8 times to go and visit him. And whenever he was chance, he would come to Dubai. It's been a long distance relationship from the beginning. Even now, it's still a long distance relationship, but we've found a way to work around it. Yeah, we're now married with 2 kids, a daughter and a son. It's been amazing. And when I tell you that he's one of the best things that happened to me, if I get into the details of what this man is willing to do or has already done for me, I shit you not, you will think that I'm exaggerating it. So I'm not even going to go into that, but I'm just going to say I am really grateful that after all my disastrous dating experiences, God smiled on me and blessed me with this amazing man that I am grateful for every single day. Is he perfect? No, because nobody is. I'm not perfect, but together we're a perfect couple. Thank you for watching. That's my story.
There you have it. Such a beautiful story. Would you do it, guys? Would you do it? I was watching this video and I asked myself, like, would I do it for love? So just as we have seen in this video, Claribel had almost given up on love because she has just gone through a lot of stuff before this incident. But sometimes love finds you when you least expect it, even in the most likely places, like Warzone. Taking a leap of faith, she decided to give this man a chance, and so she decided to go to Kabul. And that decision, she looks back to that decision, and it paid off because it changed her life forever. Today, Claribel and this man, they are married, happily married, and they are navigating the challenges of long-distance relationship with love, trust, and resilience. Together, they have one beautiful son. Though miles apart, they have found ways to keep their bond strong and cherish every moment that they spend together. As they look forward to the future, they have been hoping to expand their family, but it just hasn't happened yet. But despite the challenges, they are hopeful that one day it will happen. And now, it is true that not every situation ends up in a fairy tale, but we cannot stop living. Some of those things that we may be worried about, they may not happen. And for those that have found love, learn to count your blessing, because love is a beautiful thing. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you found it inspiring, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible love stories and doses of inspiration. Thank you so much, guys. Until the next time, take care and stay hopeful and keep believing in love. Bye now.